Hello everyone. In my today's video, I'll be discussing about a very important topic that is related to number system, and it is rational numbers. So, as you know, rational numbers are numbers which we can represent in form of P upon Q. As this is related to fraction, so let me discuss fraction first. In fractions, what you have done, suppose one figure is given to you like this. Now suppose these are total equal parts in this, so total 1 2 3 4 5 6 parts are there. So if we shade any two parts of this, then in a fraction we say the numerical value of this shaded portion will be written as 2 upon 3, where these two represent the shaded parts, these two represent shaded part, or we can say selected part. Shaded parts or selected part, and here these three represent total number of parts. Total number of parts. Now, in the mathematical definition, this 2 is called numerator and this 3 is called denominator. So by this we can understand the meaning of a fraction. A fraction which is something where it is in form of two numbers, where the number which is above this line is called numerator and the number which is below this line is called denominator. Now let us come to the next thing in this, that is related to the fraction only. Now suppose if we have a fraction like 2 by 6. Now this is, we can say it is in proper form. Proper form why? Because when we are adding 2 by 6, it is nothing but 2 divided by 6. We can represent this 2 by 6 as 2 divided by 6, where we are dividing the numerator 2 by 3, where we can divide it and get the answer. Here the value of numerator is 2 and the value of denominator is 6. Value of denominator is 6 and the value of numerator is 2. So here if we look at this, the number which is numerator is small than the denominator. When numerator is less than denominator, we call such a fraction as proper fraction. And in proper fraction, we cannot divide it without decimal. Means if it is proper, then there is no need to reduce it further and divide it the numerator by denominator. So this is called proper fraction. Now if we take another example, suppose we are saying 7 upon 3. Now here this is numerator and this one is denominator. So here the numerator is greater than denominator. Here this case is called improper fraction. Improper fraction. Here we can divide the numerator by denominator. If we divide it, we will be using the table of 3. So 3 2 are 6. We subtract it, we get 1. Now we can represent this improper fraction in form of a mixed fraction, where there will be two parts. One will be whole number part, that is complete number, and one is fractional part. So in complete part we will be writing this answer which is quotient as whole number, then remainder will be the numerator and the denominator will be the divisor. So here the denominator is same in the fractional part, that is 3 here in earlier part, and here also it is 3. Here when we are dividing 7 by 3, we are getting 2, so it is 2 as whole number, remainder is numerator. So in simple words we can say, when we are dividing numerator by denominator in it can be converted into mixed fraction by writing quotient whole, then remainder upon divisor. This will be the form in which we represent the improper fraction into mixed fraction. So here this 2 whole 1 by 3 is the mixed fraction, where this improper form of fraction can be represented so that it looks simpler. This is whole number and this is the fractional part. Now there is a important discussion in it. Like if we are writing 2 whole 1 upon 3, this is nothing but 2 plus 1 upon 3. 2 is complete, we are adding 1 upon 3 in it. If we solve this, we will be getting the same number 7 by 3. That solution part I will discuss later. So this is what we can write. Now the reverse process of this, that is conversion of a mixed fraction into improper. Mixed fraction into improper fraction. So how we convert? There is again a trick, a method of this. That is, if a fraction is like this, a whole b upon c, where b upon c is the fraction and a is the whole number. To convert this into improper form, we directly write c as it is because it is same. Then we multiply the denominator by whole number and add the numerator. This is c into a, a into c plus b. This is how we convert a mixed fraction into improper. For example, we are writing 2 whole 3 by 4. What does it mean? This is nothing but the denominator will be 4 and this 4 multiplied with 2 plus 3. Now when we look at the numerator, there is two symbols, positive and multiplication. So here first of all we have to multiply according to the board mass. So we will be multiplying it, 4 to the 8 plus 3 upon 4. So we will be getting 11 by 4. So this is the equivalent of this mixed fraction into improper form. So wherever we need, wherever mixed fraction will be given, we have to first convert it into improper form, then we have to proceed further. So this is the basic, which is I just wanted to tell you about the fraction, so that we can move to our topic, that is rational number. Now the reason behind this, why I discussed fraction before starting rational number, this is really important. So now let us come to the definition of rational number first. The definition is very simple. Numbers which can be written in form P upon Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equals to 0. Numbers which can be written in form of P upon Q, where P and Q are integers and Q is not equals to 0. This is the complete definition of rational number. Here, when we are writing the form of P upon Q, here this P and Q is nothing but P is numerator and Q is denominator. Now look at this, another important part, that is Q is not equals to 0. Here why we are writing Q is not equals to 0, this is really important. When I said to you that we are writing P by Q here, it means it is P divided by Q. Now if the value of Q is 0, then we have to divide P by 0, which is not defined till now in mathematics. What is it? Whenever we want to divide any number by 0, it is not defined because we don't know the exact value of 0. So when we talk about division as grouping, if suppose we are adding 2 here, means we want to make groups of 2 numbers each or 2 things each. So here if we write 2 or any other number than 0, we can easily find out the number of groups for which we can divide. So we can easily divide p by that number, but here p is integer, it can be 0, but here q cannot be 0 as we cannot divide any number by 0. So this is not defined, so here we have to put one condition in the definition of rational number, that the numbers which can be written in form p by q, where p and q both are integers but q cannot be 0. रेशनल नंबर ऐसे नंबर को बोलते हैं जो कि p अपॉन q मतलब न्यूमरेटर अपॉन डिनोमिनेटर की फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं, जहां पर p और q इंटीजर्स होते हैं और q की वैल्यू 0 नहीं हो सकती, क्योंकि हम किसी भी नंबर को, जैसा कि मैंने बताया, किसी भी फ्रैक्शन में या अभी रेशनल नंबर पे अब स्टार्ट किया है, तो रेशनल नंबर में हम p डिवाइडेड बाय q, p अपॉन q को p डिवाइडेड बाय q लिखेंगे, जैसा कि हमने फ्रैक्शन में लिखा था। यहाँ पर डिवीजन में डिवाइजर जो है वो q है, और q को अगर हमने 0 लिखा मींस वी वांट टू डिवाइड बाय 0, व्हिच इज नॉट पॉसिबल एंड इट इज नॉट डिफाइंड इन मैथमेटिक्स टिल नाउ. सो दिस इज हाउ वी डिफाइन अ रेशनल नंबर. So we were discussing about the definition of rational number. Here, as I told you, any number which can be written in form of p upon q, a rational number where p and q are integers. They belongs to some integer. Now the important part is integers are the numbers which are from minus infinity to 0, then from there till infinity, means this includes 0, then plus minus 1, plus minus 2 and so on. These are the integers. What does it mean? The value of p can be positive as well as negative, as we see from integer. So here let me take some examples of rational number. If I write 2 upon 3, this is just like a fraction. Here it is possible to write minus 4 upon 5. Here minus 4 is value of p, that is an integer. 5 is also an integer. So this is an example of rational number. Here we are writing 2 by 3. Again 2 and 3 both are integers. So this is again an example for rational number. Here comes the next thing, that is 0. Every number, every integer can have 1 as the denominator. So here also 0 upon 1 can be written. So 0 is also a rational number. So this is how we define rational number. It means there is a difference between a rational number and fraction. In rational number, integers are there. Integers are included, but in case of fractions, only whole numbers. Why I am writing whole in place of natural number? Let me tell you, suppose if we take an example of this, if we select one part, if we select two parts, if we select all three parts, and if we select nothing, then for this the fraction will be 1 by 3, for this it will be 2 by 3, for this it will be 3 by 3, and for this it will be 0 by 3, which is nothing but 0. So we can say a fraction can have, when we write a fraction in form of p upon q, the value of p and q in case of fraction will be either 0 or a natural number, means from 1 to infinity. Here 0 can be only taken as numerator, means q is not equals to 0 is also valid in fraction. So here the difference is, when we are writing p upon q in rational number, it can have integral values in both numerator as well as denominator, but in case of rational number it is not possible. So in case of fraction it is not possible. So this is how we define a rational number. Now let us come and discuss about types of rational numbers. So types of rational numbers, as you can imagine, when we are saying that we have to include integers in it, there are basically two types: positive and negative. Positive rational number and negative rational number. Now, what are positive rational number and what are negative rational number? Let us see. Suppose any rational number is of the form. I am taking certain examples in terms of some variable only. Like if I say a upon b, when both the numerator and denominator are positive. If I say both are negative, then such a type of rational numbers are called positive rational number. And in case of negative rational number, if any one of them is negative, suppose in first case the numerator is negative and the denominator is positive, and in second case if the numerator is positive and the denominator is negative, then such a rational number is called negative. So this is why, because when we are having both the numbers as positive, they are simply a upon b. When we have minus sign, this can be removed by multiplying -1 in each, so it will become plus, so it will be a upon b, or we can cancel it out and directly write plus. So this is the types of rational number where if both the numbers are positive or both the numerator and denominator are negative, then such a rational number is called positive rational number. And if one of numerator and denominator is negative, we call them negative rational number. So this is the basic types, that is positive and negative. Then comes a really important topic about rational number, that is reciprocal. This term you must have studied in fraction also, reciprocal. Reciprocal is nothing but the inverse of a rational number, that is, if we are adding any rational number as p upon q, then the reciprocal of p upon q will be just inverse of it. Inverse means power minus 1. किसी भी रैशनल नंबर p अपॉन q का रेसिप्रोकल उसका इनवर्स होगा, मींस उसकी पावर -1 करेंगे. Whenever we write power -1 means this will go in denominator, so this way we can write. So if we change this, we will get q by p. So this is how we get the reciprocal. So here the reciprocal is very simple to write. We have to just, if we want to calculate the reciprocal of p upon q, then the reciprocal will comes to be q upon p. For example, if we look at a very simple question, the question is like this: find the reciprocal of first part 2/3, second -3/4, third 4 upon -7, and last 0. Let us discuss about this question. We have to find out the reciprocal of given rational numbers. First thing is that all these numbers are rational numbers, as we discussed about 0 also. So if we talk about the reciprocals, we can write reciprocal of 2/3 as just we have to reverse the numerator with the denominator, so it will be 3/2. Similarly, if we want to write reciprocal of -3/4, then it will be 4 upon -3, which in turns will be -3/4. Here whatever minus sign will come in denominator, we can write it again in numerator. But for just answer purpose, we can, if direct question is there, then find the reciprocal of -3/4, then it should be 4 upon -3, and for calculation purpose we can use this. Here the reciprocal of 4 upon -7 is very simple to write, that is minus 7 upon 4. Then comes 0. 0 can be written as 0 upon 1. Then when we are writing reciprocal of 0 upon 1, it will be coming out to be 1 upon 0. Now see, what was the definition of rational number? Q naught equals to 0. When we are writing the reciprocal of P by Q, we got Q upon P. Here earlier case was rational number where Q is not equals to 0. Now when we are finding out the reciprocal, again the number which is coming out, this is again a rational number. So here now the denominator is P and this should not be equals to 0. So in this case the value of P is 0 and Q is 1, but when we write the reciprocal it is coming out to be 1 upon 0. For this reason, this is really important to pay attention here, that the reciprocal of 0 is not defined. I just explain you the reason why it is so. So this is all about the reciprocal of a. So now let us move to the next topic in this, that is equivalent. As the name suggests, equivalent is nothing but a value which is equal to the given rational number. Suppose हमारे पास एक rational number है a upon b and we want to calculate the equivalent of this, which will be used for calculation purpose in our next segment, that is for addition and subtraction we will be using equivalent of a rational number, or if we have a question of arranging the numbers in either in ascending or descending or comparison of number, we will be using equivalent rational number there. So here for calculation of equivalent rational number, what we have to do is we have to simply multiply integers, but it is better to multiply the natural numbers here. Like if we multiply 1 in both numerator and denominator, if we multiply 1 in only in denominator, what will happen? Again we will get the same, but if we directly come to if we multiply 1 and 1 in the denominator, then again we come to this one only. So this is not required here. So we will start with 2. Now see, if I don't multiply here with 2, then what will happen? We are just multiplying 2 with the denominator. b के साथ हमने 2 से multiply किया, but a को वैसे ही छोड़ दिया. तो ये value जो a upon b थी, वो बदल के a upon 2b हो. But here it is not allowed. So whatever changes we are doing, it should be done with both numerator and denominator. So here this a upon b will be written as a into 2 upon b into 2. Means for calculation of equivalent we have to multiply by the same number with numerator or denominator. At the same time, if we have a rational number which is having a greater value of numerator and denominator, now if we want to find out a smaller form of that is called standard form, then we can divide and get the answer in that respect that I will discuss just now. So in those cases we'll be using division in place of multiplication. For equivalent, the best method is to calculate the equivalent by multiplication. Here we can multiply 2. If we take 3, if we take 4, if we take 5, then we can get the numbers. For example, suppose I am taking a simple example, minus 2 by 3. This is a rational number for which I just want to calculate equivalent rational number. So it is very simple. I will be writing minus 2 by 3 as it is. Then I will start multiplying 2. Then again I will multiply by 3. I will multiply by 4. Then I will multiply with 5. So this way we multiply the same number in numerator and denominator and get the equivalent. So here by multiplying, what we get? Minus 4 upon 6. From here we are getting minus 6 upon 9. From here we are getting minus 8 upon 12. From here we are getting minus 10 upon 15. So these are the equivalent of this rational number. So this is how we find out the equivalent. So whenever this concept will be used, then we have to use this method for calculation of equivalent of a given rational number. Now let us come to the simplest form of a rational number. The next thing is simplest form. Simplest form of a rational number. So for this, what we can do, suppose we have a rational number. Let me take an example like minus 36 upon 48. If I want to express this in the simplest form, the one method is we continuously divide it by its common factor. Like if we divide by 2, 36 divided by 2 we get 18, if we divide it by we get 24. So we have a number that is minus 18 upon 24. Again we can divide by 2 here, so it will be minus 9 and 12. Now again we are getting minus 9 by 12. It can again be divided by 3, that is common to both of them. So we are getting minus 3 by 4. So the number here which we cannot divide is the simplest form. But this process is not a unique method by which we calculate the simplest form. Here what we did, firstly we divided by 2, again we divided by 2, and then we divided by 3. So in all we divided here by 12. 2 into 2, 4, 3 are 12. So we divided by 12. So directly it can be done, but how to calculate this value directly? There is a simple method by which we directly find out the simplest form of rational number. Suppose we take minus 36 upon 48. Here what we have to do is we just simply ignore the minus sign in the numerator. माइनस साइन को आप इग्नोर करें और आप सिंपली इन दोनों का 30 न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का HCF कैलकुलेट करें. जो भी HCF आएगा उस HCF से हम न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर को डिवाइड करेंगे. सो फॉर कैलकुलेशन ऑफ HCF what we have to do, we have to use a very simple method that is called prime factorization method, which is we have to divide these numbers separately by prime numbers one by one. Let us start with 36. We can divide it by 2 first. The smallest prime number is 2. सबसे छोटा प्राइम नंबर 2 होता है. हम वहीं से इसको स्टार्ट करेंगे. 2 से डिवाइड किया तो 3 को 2 से डिवाइड करने पे 1 आएगा, 1 रिमाइंडर आएगा, 1 और 6 मिलके 16 होगा. So when we divide 16 by 2, we'll be getting 8. So this number become 18 now. Again this is an even number. So we can again divide it by 2. So we'll be getting 9 this time. Now this is not even, so we'll move to the next prime number. That is 2 is not possible now, so come to 3. We divide it by 3, we get 3. Again 3 is divisible by 3, so we get 1. Once the remainder is 1, our division is complete. So we are getting these factors, prime factors of 36. Similarly, we can do the same for 48. If we divide 48 by 2, we get 24. Now, if we divide it again by 2 as it is even, we get 12. Again divide it by 2, we get 6. Again it is even, so we can divide it by 3. 2, then we get 3. Now we can divide 3 only by 3 because it is prime number. So from here we are able to calculate the factors. That is 36 is having total 4 factors, that is 2 into 2 into 3 into 3. 48 is having 5 factors, where 4 times 2 and 3 is coming out there. So for calculation of highest common factor HCF of 36 and 48, what we have to do, we have to simply select the common factors over here. So here we have 2, then again we have a 2, then again we have a 3 in common. So we have to multiply these common factors, that is 12. So this is the same which we were getting in the last. So this is a direct method. The HCF of these two numbers is coming out to be 12, which you can calculate by using this method. And once you are able to get the HCF of numerator and denominator, what you have to do is you just simply divide the numerator and denominator by HCF. Suppose here this was a rational number, you divide it by HCF of them. So what we will get, 36 divided by 12 and 48 divided by 12. So from here what we are getting minus 3 upon 4. So this is the simplest form of this given rational number, where if you now calculate the HCF, this will come out to be 1. It means a given rational number is in simplest form only when the HCF of numerator and denominator is 1. कोई भी दिया गया रैशनल नंबर सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म में तब होता है जब उसके न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का HCF 1 आए. So this is how we go through this. So this is about the simplest form of a rational number. Our next topic is comparison. Comparison of rational numbers. So here in comparison it's very simple, like we want to compare A is greater than B or A is less than B or A is equals to B in simple numbers. Here we have fractions, so we can write A, B, A upon B and C upon D. Suppose these are two rational numbers, so we just want to compare them, so we can easily compare. And the method here is, there are basically two methods. Suppose if I take an example 2 upon 3 and if I have a number 4 upon 5, 4 upon minus 5 suppose. We want to compare these two rational numbers. There are two ways. First thing is equivalent method, and second thing is more simpler. So here first of all what we have to do is we need to write them in standard form, that is minus 4 upon 5. Standard form means the minus sign will be always in the numerator of a given rational number. Here it is minus 5 in the denominator, so we have to write this in numerator. Then we have to calculate LCM of denominator. So LCM of 3 and 5, if you calculate this, you will be getting 15. So the LCM will be 15. Now we have to write the equivalent of 2 upon 3 and minus 4 upon 5. Now in equivalent we have to see that the denominator become equal, and for making them equal we have calculated LCM, that is 15. So here what we have to do is we will just find out the equivalent of 2 by 3, where to calculate the equivalent I just need to find out the equivalent in which the denominator will be taken as LCM, that is 15. So here to make this denominator 15, what we have to do? We have to divide the LCM by the given denominator, that is 15 divided by 3, so we get 5. So here we have to multiply by 5. हम ये कैसे पता लगाते हैं कि हमको किससे मल्टीप्लाई करना है, so that we get the value of LCM. हम क्या करेंगे, जिस भी रेशनल नंबर का हमको इक्विवेलेंट निकालना है, हम उसके प्रेजेंट डिनोमिनेटर से LCM को डिवाइड करेंगे. जो भी आंसर आएगा उस नंबर को हम उसमें मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो हमको LCM मिल जाता है. So here again, if we divide 15 by 5, we get 3. So we have to multiply 3 here. So what we are getting, 10 upon 15, and here we are getting minus 12 upon 15. So these are the equivalent of these two numbers. So in comparison, what we have to do, now we simply have to compare the numerator, and we don't need to worry about denominator as they are equal now. 15 and minus 15. Sorry, 15 and here we have again 15. So in this case now the numerator is only comparable, denominator is same, so we can compare the numerator, and clearly 1 is positive and 1 is negative. So we can directly write 10 upon 15 will be always greater than 12 upon 15, as a positive number is always greater than the negative 1. So from here again we have to write this number in its question form, that is 10 upon 15. It was equivalent of 2 by 3. So here we have to write 2 by 3 in place of it, and minus 12 by 15 was equivalent of 4 upon minus 5. So this is the required answer, that 2 by 3 is greater than 4 upon minus 5. So this is how we compare two numbers by